What's up?
Hi there.
Tyler. Keith, end of the year festivities is well on its way. Game of the year, movie of the year is up. Now we're going to kick off all the music stuff with our top 10 songs 2017. Yeah.
I'm fine.
Our top 10 songs 2017 right now is what you clicked on. Honorable mentions, disappointments, and surprises is going up tomorrow. Then your album of the year list, and then my album of the year list. Then we start all over again.
Better pantomime everything you say from now on.
All right.
It's gonna be. I'll sign for people who need it now.
Yeah. So yeah, we're going to go over our top 10 songs of 2017. This was a very hard list to make, I feel, for me this year. And boy, there's hundreds of songs out there that I really wish I could have got on this list. But, you know, we as humans like to make lists.
We do.
So
we like to rank things.
Why not? Let's fucking just do it. And I'm sure tomorrow I'll wake up and be like, fuck, I forgot that song. It's usually how it goes. So what's your number 10?
Number 10, I have Awakening by Unleash the Archers. The first song from their new album. I really like the vibe of this song. Like from the main riff to the shining part's the chorus. The chorus is so good, and it's such a very high soaring kind of chorus. And this is the song where it kind of, especially with their new album, it hit me. My way of describing Unleash the Archers is it's like a slightly better, if a slightly better version of Lizzie Hale sung for Holy Grail, and that kind of actually sums up the song very nicely because it's like with the dual guitars that are doing like the complex stuff and whatnot. It's a great opening track. It's very strong and it kind of just sells the album as a whole. So
I agree. My number 10 is Storm Sun by Enslaved. This album is phenomenal, and this track I just think is really great. And it's a little bit of a different sounding song for Enslaved, but it's a song that has just a lot of great riffs in it. And the riffs is what really stand out to me. You know, you get to some very traditional sounding Enslaved riffs that just have a nice groove to them and make you want to bob your head, but then it just gets into these incredibly beautiful moments later in the song with just great vocals and all kinds of shit going on. But then there's also some more aggressive moments on here. It's just a track that really, really stood out to me very, very well this year. I very much enjoy. Number 9, I have Gods of Violence by Creator.
Oh, nice.
Dude, this is one of the best air guitar songs of all time. It's seriously just phenomenal. And I love the opening with Miley Petros's, we shall kill, blah, blah, blah. It's a cool opening, but then it gets into this just banging riff for the verses, and I'm like, and even the riff a little bit before that, it's just fucking amazing shit. And I love his fucking vocals during the verses. They're just so catchy and great. But then the moment is kind of like right at the end. I think during the last chorus, and the guitar riff changes up a little bit too, with a little bit different lead and everything, and it's a little bit harmonized and stuff. It's really great. I like it.
My number 9, I have No Lives Matter from Body Counts Bloodlust. The song is awesome. I just think this, Body Counts, their album is very poignant with talking about social issues, like the whole thing. And this one is, talking about, the injustice, with the whole, Black Lives Matter, police shootings and whatnot. But I think even more so than anything else, it's the music. It's like the riff that's underneath the verse is like one of the bounciest and just catchiest things that I heard all year. And I also just love just how simple yet kind of just hits you like the choruses with just the straight chords and whatnot. And it's a song it's just the message is clear and it's got good music behind it and it's doesn't hold back and whatnot. Mm-hmm. That's what I think makes this song extra fun to listen to. For number 8, I have Treasure Island from Hailstorms, No Grace But the Sea. I really like this song. This song just kind of goes places. I like the intro, usually for me, if you want to sell me on a good song, have a great chorus. And this song does have like just a great chorus, and just like the chorus I really like, the verse stuff, and then there's the kind of towards like the third quarter of the song. There's like the backing vocal parts where like the band's singing along, and that's like super cool. This is like probably Ailstorm at their best on this album in a lot of ways, because it's very much probably the closest they get to anything they did on Sunset of the Golden Age with this song, because it's big, it's expansive, and it's rocking good time.
At number 8, I have The Forest That Weeps by Wintersun off their new album, and this is the track that really stands out to me the most on this album. I like the verses and everything. I think it has a very nice driving drum beat and some very interesting atmospheric guitars, and then you get to a very epic chorus from Yari with some clean vocals and everything. But man, it's the middle section. The middle section, how it has a very just beautiful build up to it, but then they take the same kind of thing that they had going on and put it to the guitars, and holy fucking shit, talk about like probably the single greatest moment potentially in a song from this year for me. It is like that moment right there of when the whole band kicks in, that riff kicks in, and then they just start getting really weird with it. Like the riff changes up, the drums change up, and all kinds of stuff. But it's just great. I love it. And then it gets very heavy as well. They slow it down like half the speed and everything, and it's just moments like that Wintersun does so well. That is one of them. Number 7, I have Mastodon with Toe to Toes. So this is off of their EP that they put out after their album Emperor of Sand came out, and I think this is the best song between both of those albums. And this song is just one of the most beautiful things that Mastodon has ever written. One of the most beautiful things I've ever heard. It's just I love the opening. The opening guitar riff with the verses and everything, plus the vocals on top of it. It's very Mastodon, but it's what comes afterwards that the drums kind of pick up to a very nice beat. The vocals get very almost like emotional sounding. The guitars are just so beautiful at that part. It's just a very well done song that I very much enjoy.
My number 7. Yes, I have Gods of Violence as well, Creator. I think this is, if not one of the best, if not the best Creator song. This song kind of just captures everything Creator does, and that's, I think, the best part. It's got the acoustic intro.
Yeah.
I'm trying not to go on too much about like what Tyler said. I really like the verse riff as well. I think it's like just the perfect Creator riff, and then I like how they use the same kind of mold for the chorus, but they have it 2 different ways, and so it kind of adds like a different dynamic, and that's super cool. And also just the main riff that busts in is just like, it's so Creator, it's great.
Yeah, the main riff that busts in, and then the verse riff, yeah, it's Creator, it's weird. It's just really weird, and it's like, I don't know how this would work. I don't know how Miley would be able to sing and play this riff at the same time, because it just makes no sense, but it works.
Well, the verse makes sense, because he kind of follows the riff with it.
Yeah.
But, and then my number 6, I have Hands of Time by
that's
Firewind.
mention for me. That's a great song.
The lead for this song sells it to me, and the chorus sells it to me. It's probably 2 of the catchier things from this year, and it's another one of those songs I think captures the album. I almost put Living by the Sword, because that's another great song from that album, but Firewind, this was an album that kind of listened to towards the end of this year, and I was just like, and especially after listening to this song, I was like, oh, this song, and I'm like, how did I not listen to this album? This song's part of the reason why. So
yeah, it's a phenomenal song. That song wins the award for me for the best guitar solo of the year. That solo is so perfect. It's so perfect. Gus G is the man. I almost thought about too with that album, with the track "We Defy." That's a very great song, and I love that chorus because the vocals just build up and they get more and more powerful. They have a special fucking singer. I think they got a new vocalist. I'm blanking on his name for this album, but that dude's voice is perfect. Lots of power in his voice. So, what are we on?
6.
6.
You're 6.
Number 6, I have Moondance from Communic off their new album. So, when I think Communic, a lot of times I just think just really fucking badass riffs and big vocals and all that stuff. But this song is just so beautiful in an amazing way. And it does have riffs in it. And I think, the main riff that's in this song I think is really good, but it's the chorus that gets me every single time. Because it comes in with these backing vocals that are just so beautiful. And then the main vocals, they go through it like 2 times, and main vocals are just saying Moondance or whatever, but then he builds up and he starts actually singing almost like a verse over top of them. The drum beat kicks up and everything. It's just perfect. The whole song is just an incredible song. I think it's about 8 minutes long or whatever, but man, every time every time that chorus hits, it hits, and it is great. And especially after the first chorus, the riff that follows right after, I think it's just really well done. And the drum beat is a little bit slower, but it makes you want to bob your head and everything. It's a fantastic song. Number 5, I have from the band, I always say this right, Mors Principium Est. They're a melodic death metal band with their track Reclaim the Sun. This song is just so good. It has so many hooks all over the place. First of all, the main guitar riff is a bang your fucking head air guitar sort of riff that is just incredibly tight. You add just these really just great sounding melodic death metal vocals on top of them, but it's the fucking chorus that gets me every time. The vocals in the chorus is phenomenal, but the rhythm guitar combined with the lead guitar, they kind of are interchanging with each other as they're going along, and it just makes me bob my head. I fucking, not gonna lie, air guitared this whole song in the shower one day. It's great. The whole thing. I'm like, I don't even care, man. Whatever. This is
all anybody's gonna see.
It's great. Yeah. It's a good song.
My number 5, I have Beast in Black with their song Beast in Black. I originally, like, my favorite song from this album was Blinded Frozen, probably, which is like, the main single or whatever you want to call it. That song's really catchy. But I think the part of their self-titled song that sells it to me is the chorus. It's like one of the best choruses of like the whole year, and it just works. And the vocals, because there's a lot of weird things vocally all over the whole album. This song kind of does all of them, and it's like guitar-wise, it's simple, but that's okay. It's a very vocal-driven song, and it's super catchy. It's up there with one of the catchiest things I've heard all year. And yeah, I love the solo, and then there's like the heavier part where after the solo, right before they go back into like the verse and the chorus, it's like. I love this song. And I was like, well, maybe like I've kind of really started listening to this song like a week ago, and I'm like, this song's awesome. And then number 4, I have another title track. I have The Solar System from Epica's EP, The Solar System. I really just like this song. I like the way the song kind of comes in. The intro is great. I love the verse, and especially the way that how the riff goes and Simone's vocals go over top, and then especially then the next part with like the riff and the growls on top of it, how they kind of go in time with the riff, and it's like I'm really vocally is where the song kind of gets me. I'm just like, yeah, this is cool. And then Epica always has great choruses, so
yeah, that song's really good. I love the verse to that song. It's just great. That riff is phenomenal, but the middle section just fucking hits like a truck. That it's like, oh, it just hits real hard.
It's my favorite. So yeah, so that's my number 4. Yeah, that's where we're at 4.
My number 4, I have Blind and Frozen by Beast. Man. Oh man. This is one of the best power metal songs I've ever heard, because it is so power metal. It's incredible, because it starts off with just this fucking great drum intro, and then it gets into this just banging riff. Just bang your head, fucking amazing stuff. Simplistic riff. but it has this heaviness to it that I love. And then it gets to these very soft verses, and you're like, man, I can't believe what dude's hitting those notes. But they're so beautiful, and they're so well done that I really just love them. I believe his name's Giannis, and you know, this band's from Europe. His last name is something that I'm not even going to try to pronounce. But man, he's just an incredible vocalist. Then you get to the chorus of like just catchiness and power in that voice. It's great, and then the middle section's really fucking great as well. Just bang your head sort of shit. It's a phenomenal song, and it's a song where I discovered this band because I'm like, oh, Beast in Black, that sounds interesting, and I watched a video on Nuclear Blast Records YouTube channel, and then this just came on. I'm like, Beast in Black, that sounds interesting. It's a cool band name. Check it out, and I'm like, what is this?
Oh,
I like this. And then just very much got addicted to that song. There's a lot of great songs in there. Another great track, shout out to the track Born Again.
Born Again is another great track.
It's great. Number 3, I have We Slipped by Royal Thunder.
That's a great song, man. That's a great song.
It is. And this album and this song in particular still just like gives me chills and just incredible vibes every single time I listen to it. It's an album that I just kind of checked it out as something new to try out when it came out, and just completely blown away ever since. And to me, what hits me is I love the way this song starts just with energy. It has this very almost like classic rock feel to it. But Melanie Parsons, I believe is her name, her vocals just have so much balls and soul and power to them that she's just one of my favorite female vocalists I've ever heard. I mean, she just has such an amazing voice. And that is the example that is the chorus of this song. Just has so much power to it and such a hook that it's phenomenal. And the guitars underneath, they're just great. I love this band's overall sound, and yeah, spoiler alert, this album's very high on my album of the year list. I like it a lot.
Number 3, I have Remain Violent by Warbringer.
Yeah, that one this much didn't make my list.
This is one of my most listened to songs from this year, which is kind of the reason why I had to put it super high. All of the riffs are some of the best thrash metal riffs I've heard. Mm-hmm. Especially the part that I think gets me the most is right after the verse. I mean, not right after, but right after the solos. That's
such a key riff. Every time I hear it, I'm like, yeah, it's good. I like it.
Yeah, but like it's so simple and it just works. I'm like, yeah, it just works.
Yeah.
Bet Sam's not here. You can show off his shirt. But like, I just like, I like the vocals with like how they're delivered, and especially in the chorus. I really like the chorus because it's just like, I mean, it's just like it works. It's a mid-pace, nice thrash song.
Yeah.
And it's not like, you know, some kind of like, we're going to go fucking nuts.
And it works that the verses and the chorus share the same riff.
It's a simple song.
It's perfect.
Like, yeah. And he just changes up how he does the pattern in each one, and that's great.
To me, just really quick, that the part that gets me every time with that song is right after the first chorus, and it's just the guitar riff by itself, and the drums are like, dun, 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 you know, whatever, and then they get the whole band busts back in, it's just like, yeah, and it's like, yes, there's so much ass behind that moment. It's awesome.
Number 2, I have Nightmare Logic, Power Trip.
Yeah.
Song, again, it's the vocals are great, but again, the moment that sells me is that main riff. My God. Again, that's one of the things that even though, despite probably I listen to more power metal now more so than anything else, one of the reasons why I will always just love thrash, because you can make 100%. So much with so little.
Yes.
And it's like, oh, that riff, and then even like in the middle section of the song, they just kind of like come up with this like weird riff that's just like I'm like, yeah, I really like this, and it just, man, I hate that I sat on this album and I didn't listen to it for so long. Mm-hmm. And then this song's like a perfect example. I was like, nice. So that's my number 2.
Yeah. My number 2, I have something a little bit different, but it's a song that I've just been obsessed with ever since it came out this summer. I have "Permeating" by Steven Wilson. This song has great vibes all over the place. It's just, this is a little bit different of an album for Steven Wilson, and it's a little bit more on like the poppier rock side. And this song gives me some like serious Elton John feels, and the vocals are just perfect. They got a very great hook in the verses, and then you get to the chorus. It just puts off just great vibes all over the place, and it's a song that just, you know, I love it every time. Like every time it comes on, I just get smiles on my face, and it's a song that, it's one of the songs where I felt like anybody can listen to. So I'm like showing it to fucking everybody. I'm like, who does this sound like? Because I still can't really put it on my, point out like exactly what it sounds like. But it's a phenomenal track. And this whole album is just littered with just incredible songs all over the place. I think just about anything could have went on this list. But that's the song to me that just stands out of just a track that's really going to stick with me from this year, for sure. My number 1.
I want to see, because I have a feeling we have the same song.
Maybe. I don't know.
What's your song?
Add Crucifixation by Power Trip.
Oh, okay, never mind. Oh, alright, cool.
Yeah. So, this song is the track to me that just stands out the most from Power Trip's album, and a song that I think would have just made this list regardless, but this track is just so mean. And it starts off with just kind of an old school sort of thing of just very thrashy stuff, and then it just breaks immediately to something totally different of this just kind of very weird riff with a lot of different chords, and they're just kind of sliding up the neck and everything. But then the whole band comes in. It's one of the meanest, heaviest things I've ever heard with thrash. And then you add the vocals in over top of it. The middle section is just fucking heavy as shit. There's a lot of those sort of moments on Power Trip's album, but this is a song that always just stands out to me. This is the riff that always gets stuck in my head. It's just pure thrash gold, and that's one thing that I love about Power Trip, and it's exactly what you said. They make so much out of so little. Like, their riffs are always so just simplistic, but they make them just sound so heavy, and it honestly comes down to the drumming on this album. The drum beats are perfect. It just adds to the overall heaviness, and just, it's an album that you just kind of want to break your neck to headbang, because it's just that good. And this is the track that stands out to me. But shout out to Nightmare Logic. If not us, then who? It's phenomenal. Executioner's axe.
Yeah.
Or Executioner's tax, swinging the axe. That is like the song to me where they make so much out of so little. That main riff is just, it's nothing but open palm mute, and then they're just it's like so perfect. Yeah. So that's the song to me that just is the track that I like the most from this year.
Alright, because I'm really slightly surprised this song is not on your list. My number 1 is Mean Green Killing Machine by Overkill.
It was very close.
I fucking love this song.
It's a very great song.
It's my favorite Overkill song they've ever done. It's up there. I mean, Ironbound's pretty close, but like from just the fucking intro, which is just heavy, to probably if I were to describe a riff that just makes me want to break my neck and just slamming my head against the wall, it's the main riff to this song. It hits like a fucking Mack truck.
It does.
It's so perfect, and the chorus is also. It's the verse, and then the vocals, Bobby Blitz's vocals on top of which are perfect, and then it's the chorus. I love just the progression of the chords in the chorus. It's just like it's off time. It's so perfect, and then even the middle section, everything else. I'm just like, oh man, this song. I love it because the song just kind of just goes, and that's another thing that I just love about songs. If it's like the song just doesn't it just doesn't feel forced in any way. Like we're gonna do this because we really want to try to do this thing. It's like, let's just write something. It's yeah.
Yeah, my favorite part in that song is always after the first chorus. Bobby Bliss is just screaming whatever, and then the gang vocals come. It's like me, great killing machine. It's like, and then with that riff though, it's the bass that just is so heavy. It just really makes that riff just the best fucking riff.
It's just like, it's my favorite song. That is my most listened to song from this year. I listen to that song so much.
Yeah, it's good. That's a song that almost made it. I have some shout outs. Fozzy with Judas, I think, is probably the best rock song I've heard this year. Raven Wing from Iced Earth. I was actually surprised it wasn't on your list. I thought you would have had that track on there.
I have a different Iced Earth track that almost made my list.
Let's see here. Unforgotten Ways by Black Anvil is really good. The One We Shall Follow by Elven King is fucking super catchy. I almost had Sign of Life by Mind Maze on there. Let's see here. The Contortionist with Reimagine. I think it's phenomenal. Unleash the Archers. I almost had Cleanse the Bloodlines on there. That's a track that man stands out. And then Iron Moon by Fit for an Autopsy. These were just all songs that just immediately came to my head.
A Highway Tune, Greta Van Fleet.
Yeah, that was good.
Great. Song number 3, Stone Sour, another great. I think that's definitely my favorite song from that album. Mm-hmm. The album gets a little weird sometimes. Black Flag by Iced Earth.
Oh yeah,
that's my favorite song from that album. The Sin in the Sentence, the title track from Trivium's album, is another one that was super close, and actually one that I was probably maybe the closest one, and it's kind of funny. Cantina Band from Galactic Empire. I fucking love that track.
Really well done.
I fucking love that track. Yeah. So yeah, like and also like I try to just keep it to like one song by a band, because like basically all of these albums there's like a bunch of songs that I could put on from it. You know, I like Army of Storms from Creator was another close one, as I alluded to. Living by the Sword from Firewind's album.
Don't just say.
Don't just do it. Oh well, that's fine.
It's a great song.
I think that would have still been an honorable mention, but yeah, that's a great fucking song. Actually, a lot of songs from this year. Actually, just everything from this year is awesome.
Yeah, there was a lot of good tracks this year. Very much enjoyed. Yeah. Let us know what your favorite songs 2017 are. Thanks for watching. Fuck!